My name is Bigfoot, I fly a spaceship. You might not see me unless you're patient. Yeah, catch me in my saucer. Yeah, catch me in my UFO. Baby, I'm a monster. Yeah, maybe you don't know. My name is Skunk Ape. I smell like bad stuff. Except on Sundays I work at NASA. Yeah, catch me in my salsa. Yeah, catch me in my UFO. Baby, I'm a monster. Yeah, maybe you don't know. My name is Sasquatch. I'm still on my space. And when I blast off, I transcend time, space. Yeah, catch me in my salsa. Yeah, catch me in my UFO. Baby, I'm a monster. Yeah, maybe you don't know.
What you doing? What you doing, Bill? What you up to? Who you schooling, Bill? You got the money? You got the taste? You was on that plane to Little St. James? Yeah. What you doing, Bill? Yeah. Who you schooling, Bill? You buying farmland still? Training mosquitoes to kill? What you doing? What you doing, Bill? What you up to? Who you schooling, Bill? You got the money? You got the taste? You was on that plane to Little St. James? Yeah. What you doing, Bill? Yeah. Who you screwing, Bill? You buying farmland still? Training mosquitoes to kill? You got the money, Bill? You got the taste? You was on that plane, Bill? To Little St. James? What you doing? What you doing, Bill? What you up to? Who you screwing, Bill? You got the money? You got the taste? You was on that plane to Little St. James? Yeah. What you doing, Bill? Yeah. Who you screwing, Bill? You buying farmland still? Training mosquitoes to kill? You got the money, Bill? You got the taste, Bill? You was on that plane, Bill? To Little St. James? Bill?
Let's join a cult, let's join a cult. I heard that they got sex rituals. Let's join a cult, yeah, let's go join a cult. Anyone that will take me, let me join your cult. Welcome to the cult, caught you chasing fame. Welcome to the cult, you're in a twisted game. Welcome to the cult, run by the CIA. Welcome to the cult, we'll make you change your name. Now I'm in a cult, who expected this result? Got more chores than orgies and there's no sex rituals. In this cult, I'm stuck and sick of being in this. Join a cult, let's join a cult. I heard that they got sex rituals. Let's join a cult, yeah, let's go join a cult. Anyone that will take me, let me join your cult. Let's join a cult, let's join a cult. I heard that they got sex rituals. Let's join a cult, yeah, let's go join a cult. Anyone that will take me, let me join your cult. Welcome to the cult, caught you chasing fame. Welcome to the cult, you're in a twisted game. Welcome to the cult, run by the CIA. Welcome to the cult, we'll make you change your name. Now I'm in a cult, who expected this result? Got more chores than orgies and there's no sex rituals. In this cult, I'm stuck in Let's join a cult. Let's join a cult. I heard that they got sex rituals. Let's join a cult. Yeah, let's go join a cult. Anyone that will take me, let me join your cult.
It's all my control. Yeah, it's all my control. MK Ultra, let's go. Messages subliminal. It's all my control. Yeah, it's all my control. Everything you see and read. It's all my control. What you read, what you eat, where you sleep, who you read, the things you see in movies, TV, anything you think is free. It's all my control, all my control. Yeah, it's all my control. MK Ultra, let's go, messages subliminal. It's all my control. Yeah, it's all my control. Everything you see and read. It's all my control. Everything you see and read. It's all my control. Books we teach, those rules we preach. Is it really free speech, or is it all just my control? Is everything really my control? All my control. Yeah, it's all my control. MK Ultra, let's go. Messages subliminal. It's all my control. Yeah, it's all my control. Is everything really my control?
What about the youth today? What about drugs today? What about corruption? Corruption of the morals of our youth. The CIA is the biggest drug dealer in America. It has been for years. You want documentation on drugs being flown in plastic bags in the body cavities of the dead GI? Look at Time Magazine, January 1, 1970. What's going on in America today? Their plot, their plan, their conspiracy remains invisible. The Black Rose is the code word for this. It's a clandestine group of U.S. government operatives, primarily the CIA, which has for many years run illegal drugs and arms operations in both Southeast Asia via the Golden Triangle and the Middle East via the Golden Crescent, funded by the British socialist-based Russell Trust Drug Cartel. The Black Rose's current chairman and co-founder is an individual known as the White Rose, or GHWB, a known bisexual pedophile and CFR, Council on Foreign Relations conspirator. These are the people that run the world. These are the Illuminati. Very simple.
Hello and welcome to Creative Chaos. Happy Thursday and biggest debate to ever be hosted in our entire lifetime's most important debate. And that is why we are starting at 5 o'clock this week. I'd like for anybody that's popping in to check out Creative Chaos to enjoy our interview with our guest tonight, and then stick around for the FCNN That stands for Flip City News Network, coverage of the live debate at 6 o'clock when we drop YouTube. So if you happen to be over on YouTube, at the end of our interview tonight, I will be dropping links to the alt platforms where we're not going to be taken down for playing CNN. So Creative Chaos is a show created to put a spotlight on fascinating people creating fantastic things outside the mainstream. And we've got a good one for you tonight. But first, Creative Chaos is always sponsored by my favorite magazine in the entire world, Flip City Magazine. Here, I don't have our latest edition. Here's one from last Christmas. It's got Weird Al Yankovic in a manger. We have just sent our 21st edition to print, and that is the big news of the day. What you can do if you're interested in getting that 21st edition, you can subscribe through the end of June and it will be part of your subscription. And you can do that at flipcitymag.com. We've got a lot of really funny stuff. Our lead parody is parodying House of the Dragon, and the title is House of the Elon. And he is first of his name and king of the handles. You're not going to want to miss that parody. It's really, really, really funny. And it had, so it follows Elon Musk and Malay comes in. He has a decent part in that as well. It's a very funny parody. So that's flipcitymag.com. Subscribe and you will get volume 21 as part of your subscription. And then July 1st, I will be posting it for a pre-sale. We keep the pre-sales up until we have the actual physical magazine in our hand, but it is at the printer right now. So that's coming right around the corner. And I, right now, would love to show off that I have a sidekick, and his name's actually Batman. So let's bring him in. Woo-hoo! Hey, Batman! Look at you are decked out, and you might be muted.
I am muted. Yes, I was. But hey, Batman is in the house. We're here tonight to talk with a good friend of mine who I've known for quite some time and turned on to Christy. And they both already have been on his show, and now we got him on our show.
Exactly. I don't know why you had to sound like you were some kind of anti-hero.
A villain, you mean?
A villain, yes. Hey, did you hear the news that CNN tonight is actually putting a delay on the broadcast so they can edit?
No shit. I did not hear that, but I'm not surprised because CNN is the cucked news network. They are cucked between the lights. Snip.
Well, I'm going to tell you over here at the FCNN network, when we go into the debate, I'm putting a 10-minute delay on so we can add the wettest fart sounds.
There you go. Well, yeah. What I'm going to be doing in real time while the debate is going on is I'm going to be tracking the Dilly meme team because they're going to be throwing out hashtags in real time against whatever Joe Biden actually says. They're going to steal the narrative away from Joe Biden and the CNN network and those cuck idiots that claim to be the Democrat Party.
Oh, nice. It looks like Cause already has maybe your Twitter feed, or nope, looks like the Dilly meme team Twitter feed.
The Dilly meme team Twitter. Yep, that's it.
Yeah,
that's
so
the Dilly meme team page, because that stuff's going to be popping up as it goes on.
That's going to be really fun. I think it's going to add, a little layer of stuff we can do commentary on during the debate. I think we're going to see how it goes. We're going to be chaotic, just like the title of the show is, I think.
Absolutely.
All right. So, Batman, is there anything that people that are watching the stream right now should do?
Get themselves something to chew on, get themselves something to drink, put their feet up on a pillow or a table somewhere, kick back, relax, and enjoy the show.
And then maybe like, share, and subscribe.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. That's what you meant. Hey guys,
I like what you said, Bill.
If you're on Foxhole, click that red pill. If you're on Rumble, click the thumbs up. If you're on DLive or any other streaming service, wherever it's got a positive marker, hit that positive marker, that thumbs up. Let them know that you love and support Creative Chaos Flip City Magazine show. So check us out. Make sure you get out there and click those positive markers.
Thank you so much. I actually kind of preferred yours because, you know, I love that I've kind of given you the job of like asking for the likes and shares, because to me it's like it's just everybody does it, and I don't know, because
well,
as a
there's
purpose,
also
right?
people out there that are saying, "Throw me gold pills, please, please, throw me gold pills. I need gold pills to survive because I have no income because I rely upon your money to stay in business."
Hey,
fuck that. I'm sorry.
Flip City relies on other people's money to stay in business. So do you with your pet hotel.
Yes, but I'm not doing it as a streamer. I'm not doing it as a streamer, grifting the audience.
I know what you're saying. Ooh,
like Aaron's show doesn't grift.
No, I've never.
Aaron brings you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I have not heard Aaron begging for monetization from his viewing audience, which, by the way, that is our guest tonight. And may I read him in, or do you have any other thoughts before we read him
Please read in our guest.
All right, let's bring Aaron in. But first, let me read him in. Creative Chaos guest Aaron Moriarty is an endlessly fascinating guy with tons of life and work experiencing, running the gamut of creativity from starting his own conspiracy show before it was cool via cable access, all the way to being an Elvis impersonator. He was a game and toy designer for Hasbro, and now independently and designs and sells his own. Aaron also hosts Truth Quest, where he takes his audience on a quest for truth together and mixes it up by sharing uplifting content. Oh, and hanging out with the chat. He once wrote a script about a time-traveling superhero that was almost made by Ridley Scott. And tonight, we're just going to hang out and see what kind of weird and wonderful conversations we'll have. Let's bring in Aaron. Hi, Aaron.
Well, hello, everybody out there in TV land.
Can we go on a quest for truth together tonight?
Sure, we can.
Okay. I forgot I wasn't going to be on camera and that we were showing pictures because I wanted to do your little thing for truth together.
You like that?
I love it. I love it. You know, and that brings me to my very first question. I think we touched on it when we had a quick phone conversation, but I've been watching a few of your truth quests, and it's tremendously positive, and it's quite clear your audience loves you. Now, how do you remain so positive while finding more and more truth? Because it is kind of dark and terrible, and it seems to black pill plenty of truth seekers. How do you stay positive?
Well, gee, that's a pretty good question, but I think it just goes back to the way I was raised, and both of my parents were kind of goofy, you know, and my mom, one time I came to my folks' house with a friend, and the friend had some garbage, and she said to my mom, "Marge, where do you keep your garbage?" And she said, "Keep it? You mean we're supposed to keep it? Why, we've been throwing it out for years." So when you grow up in an atmosphere like that, I mean, it's everything is equipped. I mean, it's like never ending. And I don't know. I think that the reason we're on this planet is to bring joy. And so that's why I try to bring joy. And even when I go to Walmart, and now they got the big screen TV, you know, you can see yourself on TV there. Mm-hmm. And so as I walk in, I wave hysterically and move my legs around. "Hello, everybody out there in TV land." And we're on TV. Wow. And people, sometimes they look at me like I'm strange. Other times they laugh. And that's just all worth it to me. I mean, who cares what people think? You're making people laugh. And that's why we're here, I think.
Yeah, you know, I was watching Roseanne Barr's more recent, or one of her more recent. I don't know if you watch Roseanne. her
I
podcast.
have watched her. I haven't watched her recently.
Yeah, and that was something I even forgot what the first thing, but her guest said there are two of the highest callings, and I think one of them was seeking for truth and letting people know about it, and then the other one is making people laugh. And he basically said, I'm terrible at making people laugh, so I just search for truth and and let people know about it. And I think I kind of agree.
Yeah. Yeah, basically my show, I just go through my Book of Faces timeline, Facebook, and my Twitter X timelines. Before I did that, I was taking stuff and putting it all together. I realized I'm taking this all for my timelines. Why don't I just show my timeline? And I have a lot of very funny friends that post funny stuff, and I just get a charge out of that. And I just think that that's, and I think also when you're laughing, it's good for your health because your body's like, hey, look, he's laughing. He's found a reason to live. Let's keep these organs working. I think that it's really good for your health to laugh. I think a lot of, muscles get worked that usually don't. And so, yeah. And when I was a kid, I was a paper boy. And so I went to my mom once, and our whole family, we're all joking all the time. And I said, Mom, if I'm a paper boy now, when I grow up, will I be a cardboard man?
That's cute. I like that you said laughing works a lot of muscles you don't usually use. One of my favorite things is laughing so hard my sides hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I need to do more sit-ups or just laugh more. Hey,
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but it looks like Batman froze on us, and I just love what that image that froze on. Do you see that?
Yeah, or he's a really good actor.
Yes. Yeah, we have a Bruce has turned into a wax statue of himself. Maybe he'll come back later. Well, something else, and I haven't really talked about this with you privately, but I think is really cool, is you were or maybe you still are an Elvis impersonator. How did that happen and why?
Well, oh boy, wow. We got to go way back to tell that story. Well, like when I was a little kid, we were moving around a lot. My dad was a tool maker. By the way, here's one of the things he built a tool for. It's a plastic spring. Oh, where'd it go? But
he just broke it.
No, it's made out of Teflon. I don't think it can break. But so we were behind a grocery store picking up boxes because we asked the people if they could get us some boxes because we were moving again. And so I took this one box, and I'm just a little kid, and there was records, 45 records in there. And I said, oh, this box isn't empty. It has records in it. He goes, oh, we changed to tapes. You can have those. Wow, really? And we had like us three kids had our own little record player upstairs. And so I was pretty charged about that. And turns out there was a lot of Elvis Presley, Buddy Holly, Little Richard, Chuck Berry, Ricky Nelson, really cool songs. And all throughout the 60s, that's what I listened to. And I just was so like in love with that music. It was so basic and so energetic and so happy. And the beat, it compared to the 60s, it just didn't, to me as a kid, I liked listening to those records. And I remember there was a Chuck Berry record that had 4 songs on it. It had 2 songs on each side of the 45. I thought that was pretty darn cool. But yeah, so I really liked that music, and I really liked Elvis. And when I found out what Elvis looked like, I started drawing him, and I would draw him and paint him. And then as I was getting older, people would like say, hey, you kind of look like Elvis. And now in school, we had Back to the 50s Day, which was my favorite day. You could slick back your hair and wear cool clothes and just, be back in the 50s, which, I thought was the perfect era, the era of my father, and there he is right there. But and every morning I would comb my hair like that, and I'd always chicken out and just, do the same kind of hairdo everyone else had. I didn't want to get teased. But the day after graduation, I started wearing my hair like this 24/7 every day. And I was going to be Elvis for a Halloween costume. And my fiance at the time, her mother was a seamstress, and she made me the gold lame suit. And
oh my gosh.
I know. It was like so cool. It was really, really cool. And so I think I won second place at the contest or something like that at the place I went to for the costume. But then it's sitting in my closet just gleaming, going, man, that can't just sit there. This can't just sit in a closet. And then I was in the suburbs of Minneapolis at the time, and there was a radio station that was having Elvis look-alike, sound-alike contests. And so I started doing those. And I always came in second place, and a black guy beat me once. Now, he was really good, though.
Okay.
And whoever had the most friends in the audience clapping, that's who won. I unfortunately, I never had enough friends there. So, but at one of the events, I didn't win it, but I was approached by these people from a lookalikes company, and they wanted to hire me. So I did, and I ended up doing like 90% of their Elvis work, even though they had like 13 Elvises.
Okay. So
And
you were first place of that company.
Yeah, I was.
Nice.
And my boss, who did a Cher impersonation, she knew I was a Prince fan. So when Prince contacted them, they wanted an Elvis for a video. She sent him a video of me, and he said, no, I don't want that guy. And she kept sending it because I was always the one everyone picked, but he didn't. He wanted the fat Elvis to be dead in the bathroom. So I'm glad I didn't get that part.
Okay.
I am still a big Prince fan, though. Met him
and well, speaking of that, you said you had met Prince twice.
Well,
I know one time. I know the first time was in a bathroom, and you didn't know that it was Prince because he was so short.
Yeah. He was so short, and I thought, who's this short guy trying to look like Prince? He's got like a faded purple trench coat with square studs in the shoulders, obviously hand put in. And I'm thinking, who's this guy trying to pretend like he's Prince? And we were at the mirrors, and I was combing my hair because at the time I used Brill cream, and you got to comb your hair all the time with Brill cream. So I was combing my hair, and he came, and he was looking in the mirror and doing stuff with his hair, and he gave me the cool look. I gave him the cool look, and I'm thinking those things. I didn't say anything like that, but then he kind of was done at the mirror, and he walked out, and all of a sudden, as he walked out, like 4 or 5 very large bodyguards, surrounded him as they left. I went, holy crap, Prince is short.
That's so funny. Hey,
why do you think he had to wear those heels?
He had them on too. He had the high heels on.
I think he was like 5'3" or something like that. He was really tiny, and he wore like 6-inch freaking heels to lift him up, so he'd at least be 5'8" or 5'9". It's crazy. No,
he was 5'3" with the shoes.
No.
Oh yeah. Because I'm 5'8". If he wasn't anywhere near me, he was wearing the high heels.
That's amazing. I had no idea.
Actually,
that's crazy.
I was 5'8 3/4" as I was growing up, that was the highest I got, and it was the same for like a couple months in a row. I thought I'm just going to quit. I was hoping to get to 6 foot, and then about a year later, I thought, I haven't measured myself, and maybe I grew. So I made a mark on the wall. I measured it. Went, whoa, 5'11". Wow, I'm 5'11". I thought, that can't be. I better check it again. I went, wait a minute. I'm sticking with that. So my license says 5'11". However, I might not be. Just saying.
You've never checked ever since?
No, why would I? I'm 5'11".
That is so funny.
He's the same. He's the same size as DeSantis with the lifts in his boots.
Actually, Elvis was 5'11" in the Army, but he was 6 foot in Hollywood. So figure that one out.
That's only 1 inch.
Hollywood's a joke. Come on, we all know Hollywood's fake.
They could lie a lot better than that, though. 1 inch. Come on.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's how I got into doing Elvis, and it's been a real joy. I got to actually share the stage with Elvis's first drummer, DJ Fontana, who was just a really, really super, super nice gentleman. And I actually got to eat lunch with he and his wife at the venue that we were all staying at for the Dwight Eisenhower's Blue Hawaiian contest out there in Marietta, Georgia. And it was so fun. And DJ told some stories about Elvis. I don't know if you want to hear one of them.
Sure.
He said that back in the 50s, they didn't play a lot of songs. They played 3 or 4 songs and they'd pack up and go to the next town because they didn't know how long this rock and roll thing was going to last. They wanted to get as many, venues in as possible per day. And so sometimes Elvis liked to drive. A lot of times he was driving, but sometimes he was just too pooped out from his performances, and he would sack out in the back of the Cadillac. And so one time he was sleeping in the back, and it was cold out, and the heater was on, and he took his shoes off, and the shoes were on the floor by the heater. And apparently Elvis had real stinky feet, and it was stinking up the whole car. And so DJ took the shoes and threw them out the window into a river. And when they got to the venue, Elvis is like, "Man, where are my shoes, man? Where are my shoes?" He goes, "Oh man, I threw those out the window. He was stinking up the whole car." What am I gonna do? Don't worry, I'll get you a new pair of shoes. So he got him a new pair of shoes in the next town. And Elvis didn't say anything about it till about like a week or 2 later. And they were backstage at another event, a gig, and DJ was putting on a new black silk shirt. And Elvis goes, "Hey, DJ, is that a new shirt?" He goes, "Oh, yeah, I got it just for the show." I said, "You like that shirt pretty much, don't you?" He goes, "Yes, I do." He ripped it off his back and he said, "That's for the shoes."
Hey, so when you were doing the Elvis stuff, were you singing, or was it always just like going and hanging out?
Yeah, I was singing.
Oh, great. And what do you think is like the highest profile party or event you did as Elvis?
Well, I did a wedding once. It was really nice. That was the highest amount I got. But I did a gig at the State Theater in downtown Minneapolis on Hennepin Avenue. The historic State Theater. It's just gorgeous inside. And it was for the, I think it was for, gosh, what was it? Some beauty pageant thing where it was, they celebrate winter, and it's like the Winter Queen or something like, I can't remember what it was, something like that. But that was packed. That was probably my biggest event, the State Theater in Minneapolis.
Very nice. Well, who doesn't like a good theater, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to your career a little bit, because I'm curious about how you started working for Hasbro. And I know I did look up and find what your degree was in, but now I have forgotten because I didn't write it down. But how did that all happen?
Well, I don't have just 1 degree.
Okay.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I don't have just 1 degree. I have 98.6 degrees, and even more when I got a fever. There you go.
There is your classic Aaron joke. You've got a lot of them.
Dad jokes are going to save the world with memes. Dad jokes and memes are going to save the world. That's what I think.
Yeah, and Flip City Magazine.
Yes. Well, Flip City is like a mag of memes, isn't it? Mega memes.
Well, yeah, it has been described as a magazine of memes, but they're all original. But that's kind of like just saying we're old school satire, comic satire. That's what we are. But for the youngins that don't know what that means, I guess the best description is it's a magazine full of memes, but they're all original. You haven't seen them before.
Yeah, and cartoons and fun drawings and
Yeah,
good humor, like Mad Magazine used to be before they turned woke.
Yes, and then quit publishing new stuff. Not that anybody, I'm sure there was plenty of people that wanted to see what they're saying, but yeah, basically, not real satire anymore. Real soft stuff, not going for the jugular like satire should, in my opinion.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It should bite. Don't you think satire should bite a little bit?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, yeah. So back to starting work with Hasbro. So was that something that you just applied to go do? And I'm just interested in how being a toy and game designer works at a big company like that.
Well, yeah, but before I was at Hasbro, I worked for some other firms before that. Custom Concepts Incorporated, where it was a toy invention firm where we invented toys and premiums for like McDonald's, Happy Meals, the toys that go inside,
cool.
or the cereal box toys, stuff in the cereal box. So we designed a bunch of that and toys at Custom Concepts. But before that, I was with a gentleman and his wife with Team Windsor, which was Charlie Gersh and his wife Maria, and they were inventors in St. Paul, Minnesota, and they had some very big hits under their belt, and so they sold my first concept, button-ons, which Play School picked up, and then later I ended up working at Play School, and that's when I worked at Hasbro. It was in the Play School department. But I did get to work on the Transformers, the Triple Changers, which, Triple Changers changed into 3 different things, like a robot, a car, and a jet, So those were really cool. I didn't do the actual design on them. All I did was pick the colors because they were already made in Japan. And so Hasbro had a bunch of already tooled toys to choose from. And it's funny, they had to pass on many of them because they had very large, like phallic type protrusions. The Japanese, a totally different market. And so, so it was a little bit more tame in the US. But so that was pretty interesting looking at all that. But I also worked at a daycare before I got the job at Hasbro. And at the daycare, GoBots had just come out by Tonka, which I grew up in the town of Tonka, started in Mound, Minnesota, by Lake Minnetonka. And, oh gosh, I lost track of my thought.
The preschool.
Oh, yeah. So the kids brought their toys. They couldn't bring their toys in, but they'd put them in their cubby. And the kids brought their GoBot. So what's that? It's my GoBot. Well, after the Transformers came out, like about 3 or 4 months later, with their much superior cartoon and ad campaign, now those kids came with those same GoBots. And now they weren't GoBots anymore. They were Transformers.
Okay.
So, but I was actually at the daycare, and it was a very hectic day. And I was in the back office, and kids were just it was just chaotic and hectic. And I got a call from Human Resources at Hasbro. I know you're at work. Can you talk? Yes, yes, I can talk. I can talk. Please get me out of here.
But you were at the preschool for a little bit, weren't you? At least a couple of years.
Yeah, I was at second preschool I worked at, or daycare, and yeah, because I got my first daycare job. I didn't even realize daycares existed. I didn't even think of it as a job. But so in the early 80s, way back before the turn of the century, there was a recession going, a pretty severe recession, and nobody was hiring. And so I was unemployed for 6 months. And so Rudy Perpich, the governor of Minnesota, started a work program. So you could have a state created job, get out in the workplace, make some money, and get yourself, in the workplace again, And so I did. And I wanted to work at a toy store. I said, okay, do you have anything in a toy store? And the lady goes, well, no, but we have. I said, I'm a toy inventor and I'd like to, stay around toys. And she said, well, we have openings as a daycare assistant. Maybe you could test out your toys ideas with the kids. I thought, oh, that sounds good. I'll try that. And on the first day, I go in Alice Smith Elementary School in Hopkins, Minnesota, and there in the classroom there in the after school class was my cousin? Yeah, my cousin, my aunt's son. Pat
Really?
Pat Shebik. He was a second grader. Yeah. So that was kind of cool. That was really kind of cool. But I started making all the decorations and the caricatures and all the stuff on the walls, in the room. And one of the ladies there who was a teacher for the gifted children, she came and said, hey, I see what you're doing here. Would you like to teach the gifted kids some classes? And I said, well, I don't even have a degree, 98.6 of them. But and she said, well, I can see what you do. I know you can do it. So I would love for you to do it. And so I got to teach 2 classes that I wished I would have. I was waiting for when I was a kid and never happened. So if you see a wrong, you got to right it. So I had a chance to write it, and at least for this group of kids, and I did a class on cartooning and a class on inventing. And so the kids were really, really charged about that. They were second graders, and it was really fun. They had some great ideas. So
yeah. I had recently seen that somebody had done, and it was admittedly just not a Facebook reel, but an Instagram reel, but it was talking about a study that was done, gosh, maybe like, I think in the 80s, maybe even the 70s, because somebody was interested in knowing how genius works. So they took a large group of kindergartners to measure their genius by creativity and how creative they were. And it turned out 98% of 5-year-olds are geniuses. But by the time they graduate high school, that has dropped to 2% because basically the public school system just beats it out of you. And that's why the gifted kids, I guess maybe they've just held on to it long enough and had it recognized where they get to have those classes like what you did,
Yeah. They were encouraged by their parents. So my mom is an artist, and she did a painting, and I came across it in the eaves once, and I said, Mom, what's this? She goes, that's a painting I did. It was like a swooshing painting of space. And she said she wanted us kids to think that there's no boundaries. We could achieve anything. So that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that the kids whose parents nurtured that and encouraged it, for sure, that's what happened. Yeah. But now, as part of that state-run program that I took that job for, I think I was making $4 an hour or something like that. Also, when we went through this training on how to interview, and we did mock interviews and to writing our resume. And it was that resume from that state-run program that got me my job at Hasbro.
Nice.
Yeah. And the suit I wore for my interview when I flew out there, boy, my arms were tired. I only paid a dime for, because I'd got it at a garage sale, and all you can stuff into a bag for $1, and I got 10 suits in there. And so I wore a 10-cent suit and I got a job at Hasbro.
Very nice. Very nice indeed. You know, I'm a huge thrift store fan, and yeah, I'm not a stylist or anything like that, but I sure do like a good deal.
Yeah.
I love thrift stores. Love to go to thrift stores.
Oh yeah. This shirt here I paid $1 for.
Yep.
Yeah.
When my girlfriend
Yeah.
comes in, when my girlfriend comes into town, when we're down in Florida, there's like 12 thrift stores in and around the Gainesville, Florida area. And we go, literally, we'll take 2 days and we'll just go shopping and peruse through. And we'll wind up with some like great outfits. We'll literally not take a suitcase full of any clothes, and we'll go home with full suitcases full of clothes, or we'll leave stuff at the Florida house, because it's like crazy how many pieces of clothes we get. And we get like full wardrobes for less than like $50. It's insane.
Yep. Wow.
Yep. I am actually due a thrift store trip, but go on.
No, I wanted to expand a little bit. I wanted Aaron to expand about how he got into the games. I don't know if you were planning on touching on that, but Tetrahan, what's the name of that game you created that you were doing store? Yes.
Tetragon 2. Yes, it's a great game.
That is amazing. I need to get one of those from you. We talked about that, and I never followed through. So I have to send you money, and you got to send me a copy of the game.
Okay.
But tell everybody how you came up with that, because that's a really cool story. I like that.
Okay, so I was part of this group called Elvenbosch, and that was a group of inventors in the Minneapolis area. And we would invite, as a group, invite companies to come to Minneapolis and put themselves up at the embassy suites, and we'd all have our turns to show product to these big companies and maybe sell a concept and make a fortune. So I was talking to Ravensburger before they came to town, and they had a wish list. Some companies give wish lists, what they're looking for. And they said, we're looking for a 2-player strategy game, abstract strategy. I thought, oh, I love 2-player abstract strategy games like checkers, chess, Pente, Othello, Go, and games like that. I love, and Stratego, and Battleship. So I just love, well, that's not abstract, but you know, it's a strategy game. But I thought that's a challenge. I took it as a challenge. And normally it takes a long time to develop a game. I mean, at least for me, it always took me a long time to develop a game. But so I sat down and I thought, well, I got to think of a game. I present it to Ravensburger, a big European company, which they have great presence here in America too. And so it would be a really good opportunity. They do really high quality stuff too. Even the boxes are really quality. Ravensburger, they make puzzles and games. And so I took a piece of card or tag board out and I drew lines both ways. I made a grid and I thought, well, that looks like checkers and chess. That's too close. So what if I make diagonal lines? So well, I make diagonal lines. And then I thought, well, that looks more interesting. I thought, well, what's going to happen now? Because I can't put a round piece on a square now. It's like in triangle shape. So what am I going to do? Well, maybe the shapes are triangle. And it just fell, everything just fell right out of my head. And it was so easy. It was like, so I think I was like channeling this from an ancient, I think it's an ancient game, possibly, because it was this has never happened. I've never, ever, ever been this lucky to have. And so I thought, well, okay, the pieces are triangle. What's the object? I thought, well, maybe it's to make a square. Well, maybe it's to make 2 squares. I thought, okay, I'll make it up. I cut all pieces out, and I thought of the instructions. I thought, I played it with myself, and I thought, wow, it works. I only had to tweak one little thing, part of the instructions, and the instructions are one page, one page, and it worked. And it's like amazing. And when you play this, you can. There's a warning on here. Warning: your personality may show while playing Tetragon, and it does. It totally does. I did demos, and I was selling these and doing demos at different game stores around Wisconsin and Minnesota, and I was playing a neurosurgeon, a brain surgeon, and he just kept attacking. Now you can't. There's no capturing, and there's no jumping. All you can do is build or block. And he was just attacking me. I just went behind my own line and built my 2. He never built anything. And then I beat the brain guy. But then I think one of the very next people I played was a 4-year-old girl, and she whipped me. And like, I'm like, whoa, okay.
That's really interesting. So the brain surgeon, as far as personality showing, he was just an aggressive guy.
Yeah, it was like his personality was showing. He was an aggressive. You don't want an aggressive. I think he should probably he could probably make a deal with the 4-year-old. She could probably do all the surgeries, and he could split the money with her because she's not old enough. Maybe, I don't know. She was smarter than he was.
Yeah, I can see that game being just very attractive to such a wide range of people, especially if a 4-year-old could play it and beat an adult. And the 1 page of instructions. And I don't know, Aaron, if you follow like kind of the gaming trend. Yeah, great box too. And you've made this independently and sell it yourself, right? If somebody wanted to pick one up, how would they do that?
Well, they aren't anywhere right now. They were in a few stores, but the COVID thing, the COVID scare, just all these little stores, they just went away. It's
the scamdemic. The scamdemic closed up all the mom and pop stores.
It's part of the plan. They don't want us to have companies. They just want us to have jobs. So
yep.
So yeah, and I noticed that going around selling these, the smaller the town, the more sales I got. The bigger the town, no sales because the owner isn't there. They get all their stuff from the distributor.
Right.
You can't get in the distributor because you only have one product, or a couple products. I had a couple products, but yeah, this is a great game. It only takes 5 minutes to play sometimes, and it's just great. An intriguing and alluring game for thinking people. Easy to learn, hard to master, a modern classic, and made in the USA. Yep, that's pretty much it.
That's a really great elevator pitch, by the way, too.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. How long did it take you to come up with that, or was that also kind of divinely, or it existed in the past, so it just came to you?
What do you mean, the packaging?
No, just that real quick elevator pitch.
I don't know. I think I am a toy inventor, so I'm used to pitching ideas.
Right. All right. So Nowhere. So you heard it here, folks. This is so exclusive. You cannot pick it up anywhere unless I'm thinking they find you on social media and DM you. Sure. So I'm sure you wouldn't say no to money if you have some copies sitting around, right?
I have, and now there's a very limited supply left, and I would have to do a reprinting to do more, but I do have some, so I don't have a great deal. It's not like, yeah. So
well, don't worry, Aaron. I think maybe 5 people watch this show, so they're not going to come beating down your door. I promise.
Oh, good.
I don't care whatever else you sell. You have to save one for Batman.
Okay. All right.
You heard it here. Well, guess what, Aaron? I think it is time for us to go into our first segment. And we may, because actually we're going to only do 2 segments tonight because we don't want to miss that great debate that will be censored by CNN. So first, let's head into Conspiracy Corner because I've got some questions for you.
I want to live with a conspiracy girl. I could be prepping the rest of my life with a conspiracy girl.
Those weren't even.
Okay, so I have my super protective tinfoil hat. Eventually, I'll have an actual corner to go into with one of those investigative boards. Do you have your very own hat, sir? Please, let's see this. Wow, that is amazing. Okay, cool. You are protected as well. So I had mentioned in your read-in that you started a conspiracy show on via cable access, which was kind of before it was cool. I'm wondering what it was like being a conspiracy theorist way back in the day when you didn't have, I would think, would seem way more like a nut job than now. What was that like?
Well, I did cable access shows in Minnesota, Mound, Minnesota, at Cable Access Channel 20. We did a show called XTV, Extreme Television, Minnesota's only music video showcase. It was all bands from Minnesota that we featured. And we had a VJ that would fade in and fade out and screaming computer graphics in the background. This is the early 90s. We also did a show called Space Cadets. There are no sissies in space. So it was a space drama, kind of like a Star Trek or Star Wars type of a scenario. I was Captain Aaron Jarrell of the SS Clinton, flagship of the coalition fleet, protecting the asteroid belt from marauders and pirates. So, and then I moved out here to Dork County, Wisconsin, Dork County, one of the top 10 vacation spots in the U.S. And I wanted to continue and I also did a show called Commercial Break back in Minnesota, which there were fake commercials like lens crackers, and we can crack your fine, high quality eyewear in less than an hour. But in Sturgeon Bay, they didn't have a cable access channel, but there was a lot of money in the kitty for it. So I got on the board of directors, but I ended up quitting out of disgust because nothing ever happened. I was the only one doing anything, and everything I did, they undid the next meeting. I think they were trying to get me out because they were trying to get that money at $200,000 in there, and I just wanted cable access,
Right.
So I quit out of disgust, and about a half year later, it starts up, and they're having shows, and I thought, oh, this is my opportunity to do a show. And I wanted to do a stop motion show with the Love Bugs, some characters I created. But in the meantime, I thought, well, I could do a talk show. I always wanted to do a talk show. I'll do a talk show. I'll do the UFO show. I'll do a UFO show and have people call in or people come in, but no one wanted to come in and talk about what they saw, but they did call in. And so the UFO show aired 3 times. We had lots of calls, people talking about things they saw back in the 50s, large, like 18-mile long mothership that the sheriff drove right underneath it, and people from 2 different towns saw it at the same time. But they wouldn't come on, but they came on and then I got a call from the chief of police after the 3rd episode aired. He said, listen, Moriarty, you stop that UFO show of yours or I'm going to throw you in jail, throw away the key, and no one will ever know where you are. I said, but officer, don't you officer me. And he kept yelling at me at the top of his lungs. I'm not doing that justice, by the way. It was really bad. And I only lived a block and a half from the police station. So I lost sleep. I didn't sleep for a week because I thought he was going to come and shoot me. But that's how it was back in the day. And then I filmed one more show, and I wasn't going to let that stop me. And I brought the tape to the drop-off place. One of the members of the board I used to sit with, and he called the cops on me.
What?
And the cops came and they said, why are we here? I said, I don't know. I'm just dropping off a video like it says to do.
Uh-huh.
And they just left.
Like, wow.
Well, he goes, I wanted you here in case something happened.
Well,
What's going to happen? What am I going to slap you with a videotape? No, I wasn't going to do that.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know what was it that inspired you to do the UFO show of everything? Because you're a creative guy. I'm sure you had plenty of ideas, but why the UFO show?
Because this was in the early 90s. There was a lot of TV shows about UFOs, and I had just seen a UFO. Actually, it was the mid 90s. I saw this exact UFO in the skies over Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, and it was darting at sharp angles and stopping and not moving at all, and it just freaked me out. I got out of my car. I'm looking at this thing, and I was just blown away. It totally freaked me out, and so I'm looking at this thing. It's darting around, and I start to get this really weird feeling like I'm not supposed to see this. Like, you're not supposed to see this. Not really words, but that feeling kind of came across. And I thought, wait a minute, I got my video camera in my car. So I grabbed my video camera out of my Fiero, and I hit the thumb. It was a Sony Handycam. I hit the thumb button. It powered up, and then it powered down. I did not get one single frame of this awesome UFO in the clear daylight, 3 p.m. So close. It was.
Oh, man.
If you hold your arm at arm's length and hold your finger out, that's how big it was. As big as my finger in the sky. It was very, very close, very close.
That would have made some pretty good video, but that's something you hear a lot, about UFO encounters, is that electronic equipment stops working. I don't know if you are a Skinwalker Ranch viewer, if you ever watched that.
No, I think that's...
you're not a TV guy, are you?
No, I have not watched TV since way back before the turn of the century, in 1998 approximately. And at that point, I didn't even have cable anymore. I just had 3 very fuzzy channels, and then my antenna stopped working. And then I thought, well, maybe I'm not supposed to watch TV.
Well, you probably have a higher IQ than everybody that does watch TV. Well, let's go ahead and get out of Creative Chaos's Conspiracy Corner, because I've got one more segment and we're coming up on debate time. So I'm sure there's going to be plenty of conspiracies like playing out before our very eyes in that debate itself, maybe. But our very last segment, I cannot let any guest escape without branding them with the Flip City brand. But it's not quite like the whole, perverted sex cult thing. It's actually rather fun. And I picked something very, very special out for you because you may have a talent for this. So, Cause, if we can bring up what I have prepared for Conspiracy Corner, I'm going to read you in, Aaron, and I've got a couple of slides that you're going to handle after this one. So, here we go. Are you cool? Are we good with this, Aaron?
Yeah.
All right. Some readers may find the following demonstration of American icons juxtaposed with repellent pro-authoritarian impulses to be distasteful. We admit to have even thrown up in our mouths once in a while once while writing this bit and twice while drawing it. Now you can have the pleasure of throwing up in your very own mouth as we examine what might happen if music legends sold out to China. China. Can you see why I picked this for you?
Are you loyal tonight? Elvis Presley, are you loyal tonight? Do you? Are your values upright? Do you follow dear leader's decrees? Will you say you were wrong for supporting Hong Kong? Or will we have to break both your knees? Oh, ouch. Are the straps on your gurney fitting you fine? Can we cut out your spleen and sell it online? Oh my goodness. I hope you don't. Don't you think China's great? Are you true to the state? Tell me, dear, are you loyal tonight? Sorry,
Aaron, I feel like I need to apologize because you're such a nice guy, and we go a little spicy.
That's okay.
On our spice scale, this is actually a medium.
Okay.
A medium spice. And I don't know, can you do Ray Charles? I don't know, Batman, if you want to take this, you can.
Batman can do this better than me, I bet.
Batman, you want to try the Ray Charles? All right.
China, no endorsement deals can I find in the U.S., so I've got China on the line. China, oh China, your name rolls off my tongue. Love that egg foo young, 'cause I got China on my mind.
You know what? I'm gonna have to line Cause up with some like applause and cheering for a performance like that, where he can choose if he wants to play that sound effect. All right, so that does it. We've got one last slide. And like those old, we're trying to sell you lots of music commercials, other things you can find in our in this piece are Aretha Franklin's I Support the CCP and Johnny Cash, A Man Named Z. And it's available only inside issue 3 for $7.95 at flipcitymag.com. We've still got some of those on sale. And it's also part of our Halloween 3-pack. So you get 3 magazines for the price of 2, basically, if you get the Halloween 3-pack. Flipcitymag.com, everybody. I guess that works for my last plug for the magazine. I think we are real close, and I haven't actually checked in with YouTube to see if anybody popped in. So before we leave YouTube, I would like to thank X Trips. That sounds like maybe one of your viewers, Aaron. I'm not sure. Madness Comic. Did you say yes?
On Rumble, yeah. Weiss123 is my friend. She's
all right. Oh, very, very good. So X Trips checked in near the beginning and said, "Ree!" Saxon Creative, a friend over on Telegram, sent some kangaroos. And Madness Comic Network, who I got to give a shout out to. We do replays of Creative Chaos every week over on Madness Comic Network. And one of my mods, great hater, says, he, howdy. And George Washington X said, early start tonight. I like Uncle Bruce. You're Uncle Bruce now? I didn't know.
He's muted.
I love that our viewers that come back to watch.
I guess I'm Uncle Brucey.
I also love Uncle Bruce. And of course, Cosmic in there being a wonderful producer and making sure nobody feels left out, saying hello to everybody as well. So thank you, Cos, for checking in with the chat tonight over on YouTube. And then I am not sure if your friend And you said that was Weiss123 said, hi, Aaron, over on Rumble.
Yep.
Not sure if you stuck around for the whole stream, but if you stick in there even longer, we are not dropping Rumble because we are going to be doing our very own Flip City News Network panel, live debate commentary. It's going to be fun. I'm expecting that we're going to goof a little bit tonight, but we do have to drop YouTube first. Before we leave YouTube, are there any parting messages you'd like to bestow upon the YouTubians? Bruce.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay. And see, I got the mute here and I got the mute here on the phone. So I got to be careful. Sometimes I double mute myself because I start coughing and I'm like, quick. Anyway, thank you all for joining us this fine evening. Carry on with us, not here on YouTube, but on foxhole.net, on Rumble, on DLive, on all the other streaming platforms. Nope.
I'm dropping the links in in the YouTube chat, but we are on Rumble, Twitter, and Pilled.
And remember, I'm not Uncle Sam, I'm Uncle Bruce, or better yet, I'm Uncle Batman. Make sure you watch that debate and you root for Donald J. Trump. Yeah!
All right, I love your energy, Batman. You're awesome. I've
been working here. I've been working the Twitter already. So for anybody who wants to go on Twitter and follow what's going on Twitter, you can go to Bruce Q Wayne and follow my posts as I'm live streaming, but we're going to be doing it right here through the Dilly Meme team. We're going to be showing those memes and fact checking these assholes live in person as we watch this debate. So please check your local listings, find out when that debate starts. But in the meantime, go over to Rumble and where else again?
Either Rumble, Twitter, or Pilled.
And follow Flip City Mag.
Yeah, and all of those are in the chat over on YouTube. We're going to be dropping that soon. And then, Aaron, any final wishes for YouTube from you?
Yes, some parting advice. Peace in, and some parting advice. Use a little water on the comb. That's it. Very short and sweet.
That works for me. And then, of course, anybody still watching over on YouTube, I would highly, highly encourage you to go subscribe to Flip City Mag at flipcitymag.com because you are going to get the most recently published, still waiting to get it hot off the presses into our hands, volume 21, if you subscribe before the end of June, and you've only got a few days left to do that. And on that note, I think we should say bye, YouTube. We're not sad that we're leaving, except for you viewers.